How many times has this happened to you? You want to play the best card in the format, but you're hashtag not like the other girls and want to be caught dead using a Dragon Caster or Dragonic Resonance list. Well, let me introduce you to Curse of the Dark, featuring all of the Multistrike Dragon Dragias with none of the competitive viability. So this ability lets you boost any Dark Attribute normal monster by 500 attack points for one turn. You're also restricted to dragons, so your options are Dragon Bat, Curse of Dragon, and Dragon Knight of Darkness. If you choose Dragon Knight of Darkness, you can also shuffle a card away to give it an additional permanent 700 attack boost. So that'll be 2800 attack on your turn and 2300 going into the opponent's. So in addition to Multistrike Dragon Dragias, Curse of Dragon, and Dragon Knight of Darkness, we have Phoenix Dragon, which can recycle any of your boss monsters, 3 Curry Bot to help you get those boss monsters out, Thunder the Thunder to help you beat over opposing Dragias with your own, some Triad Drago to draw a couple of extra cards, Twin Edge Dragon, who is not a target of the skill, but is a dragon for Dragonic Pressure. This is our power spell, and even though we do have some non-dragon monsters in our deck, it shouldn't be too hard to get 3 of them into your hand. Rounding out the deck list, we just have Winged Dragon and Dragorite, some of the best vanilla dragon monsters in the game. Let's go ahead and jump into the replays. Okay, let's get into our first replay. We are going first against a Gakuto, and I decided to summon Dragias because we don't want to have a bunch of tribute monsters in our hand. Normally, I would tribute to Dragon Knight of Darkness here, but since we're playing against Gakuto specifically, I'm keeping it as in hand due to the high probability of them being on a Yami Ruler deck. Basically, we can't summon Dragias, but the Dragon Knight of Darkness isn't out to Yami Ruler if they end up going for it. Instead, we look to be facing a Kime Ruler on this turn, and we pass on to us. I draw a bunch of tribute monsters, but it's not all that bad. I'm able to bring out both Curse of Dragon and a Dragon Knight of Darkness before using the skill to buff up the Dragon Knight of Darkness to 2800. Remember that the boost is permanent, but unfortunately they do have a Phantom Bind, so I do trade and then deal 2000. We head into their turn, and Fire Golem comes out alongside another level monster before they just tribute it immediately for Kime Ruler. With the Dark Arts of Celery, they are able to switch our monster to defense and go for a direct attack, but they instead choose to get rid of our monster and deal a little bit less damage in exchange for clearing the board. This is probably the right move. We activate our Dragonic Pressure here because we don't have a good way to deal with their Kime Ruler. Instead, we just get in for 1500 damage, and we have a Triad Drago in defense to kind of protect our life points from whatever they go for next. We see a Slugger, and then they bring out Kime Ruler. They go ahead and activate a Pierce. Rather than attacking directly, they are now able to still deal 2500 points of damage and get rid of one of my monsters at the same time. However, we do have a second Dragonic Pressure, so we are able to bring out Curse of Dragon and use the skill to boost ourselves up to 2500 and close the game with perfect lethal. So in this next replay, you see we have a very similar opening hand to the last one, but this time, since we aren't against Gakuto, I do keep the Dragias in hand and tribute set Dragon Knight of Darkness. My opponent appears to be on a Psychic deck, so they destroy Dragon Knight of Darkness, and it passes to us. I don't see the need to use Dragonic Pressure here, so I just go ahead, summon out some monsters, bring in the Dragias as well, and attempt to clear out their board. Activate the Dragias' effect, set the Dragonic Pressure, and head to the battle phase. We successfully destroy their face up monster, take out the other ones, and then swing in for 2500. Now they are in the same position as our previous opponent, where a single Dragonic Pressure into Curse of Dragon is enough to end the game. They bring out a Seahorse Server, but they don't use it to regain life. Instead, they have a Summon Skull, which they are going to need to crash into Dragias if they really want to survive. They clear out some of our board, and we don't even need the Dragonic Pressure. We just summon out a second copy of Dragias, and then use Thunder the Thunder to bring out Curse of Dragon. We could have also chosen to lower the 7 Skulls attack, but it ultimately does not matter too much. With 2 Dragias on the field, even if they have a trap to stop us, it is not enough. Curse of Dragon goes down, but the Dragias is able to take out both monsters, and then the second Dragias gets in for game. Alright, we open up with a pretty bad looking hand, but theirs must be worse as they immediately concede. They were just too afraid of the Knight of Darkness.